So, hello, Tim from Boss Entertainment.
Hello, Dr. Yvonne, the greatness. How goes it?
You look great today, by the way.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing out here. It's going to be a jam-packed day, a whole lot going on, but it's all independent. It's all in the right direction, and hey, let's get going. The energy is high right now. It'll be low later, but it's high right
No, we're not even going to put that out there in the universe.
now. Right.
So, welcome to my podcast. Here
Appreciate
we talk about the soul, the spirit, the mind, and business.
Yes.
So, I am so thrilled to be talking to you. So thrilled to have met you these last couple weekends, and so excited to be part of your organization. So could you please introduce yourself to my audience?
Not a problem, not a problem. First of all, good afternoon and good morning, good evening, wherever you are. We are Boss Entertainment Group Detroit. We are independent, solely independent media, production, and technical resource and network. What we do basically is we nurture ideas it's not even from the ground up. We nurture independent ideas, add life to them, document them through video, of course, through graphics and all those type of things. And we seek to be sure that they have their own path and their own movement of that. That is who we are. We are Boss Entertainment Group Detroit. The reason why we're Boss Entertainment Group Detroit, we have other locations around the region and South. So there's a Boss Entertainment Group. Jacksonville, there's a Boss Entertainment Group, St. Louis, things like that. Those are being formed. But yeah, the hub of our whole operation is Boss Entertainment Group Detroit.
Ten, I didn't know that.
Yep.
So can you tell us a little bit about what the different appendages do, or does everybody report to you? How does that work?
So and the reason why we chose those locations, and there's other locations we're going to be adding, and there's even going to be foreign outlets also, as far as we're looking at, it's interesting. It's like all of our operations are going overseas. We're looking at, United Kingdom. We're going to be looking at France. We're going to be looking at, Italy, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to start Europe and then move east of that.
Uganda, right? You're gonna be Uganda and Jamaica.
Now we got to save the good stuff for later. That's the good stuff. We got to say the good stuff.
That's the real good stuff.
That's a whole exclusive news thing, and all that good stuff. But as far as the appendages, what they do, they basically do the same thing. What they really do is seek to form pipelines to these cities and be a voice for independent business that may not have its voice, that may not have its flow, that may not have its home bases and things like that. So in those locations, similar to Detroit, that has those issues of support, exposure, and not expose. And we got to clarify exposure just by saying that word. Okay. Exposure, when we use the word exposure is not a tricky word for we want to get you for free and then pimp the, what they call that, pimp the process. That's it, pimp the process. We don't use that. When we say exposure, we're talking about mutual promotion, mutual support, So that's what the other appendages do in St. Louis and also in Jacksonville. Say, hey, this is what else is going on. Can we set up some pipeline things? What pipeline means is if there's something going on in Jacksonville, we'll go ahead and nurture Jacksonville, but then Jacksonville can come up to Detroit. Right. And then Detroit, in return goes down to Jacksonville. And also promotion. Boom. Right? That's exactly it. Yes.
I know.
What are you?
I have been thrilled to not only start working with Boss Entertainment and Mona Lisa's Lyrics, and together it's called, what is the name?
Well, usually when we do it, so Mona Lisa's Lyrics to Boss Entertainment Group, that's left and right hand. And usually we do it, we just use usually our separate names. If we're presenting a network event, if we're presenting a concert, if we're presenting anything of that nature, it'll just be Boss Entertainment Group, Mona Lisa's Lyrics, LLC. Now, collectively, we don't have a name collectively, but we basically just say it's a network. It's the network, So that means, like Dr. Yvonne. Dr. Yvonne is, yeah, apologize for that interruption. But yeah, so collectively it's just called the network, right? As far as like when we use it. And what we do, the reason why that's important is that the benefit of being in this network is, of course, we're all professional. We all have different charges for our service and all that. If you're in the network, you will pay, case in point, video editing that we do. Video editing that we do is a high class video edit. So for general public or general businesses, we charge a lot of money for that because it's a lot of work that goes into it. For example, our packages, if I'm not mistaken, I think one of our packages started $75 to video edit. But for the network, for like if Dr. Yvonne has something for us to edit, say, hey, got about 45 minutes, want to edit it down to blah blah blah. Yeah, we're going to charge her maybe a package starting at $20 or $25.
Right.
That's
So
the benefit
the benefits, yeah, that they're benefits that outweigh, instead of having to do everything separately, individually, and then, not have that undergirding, as far as structure, which is what I found really impressive about your group. But I'm also talking about the Circle network. If you could talk a little bit about that.
Yes. So what you were a part of, and I believe we posted the video. I have to double check this, but I believe we posted the video. Just so that you know, we're gonna have like 6 videos just from the Reach Circle project that was live in Chicago at your office. And what we do with that, we do highlight clips. We try to keep it 10 minutes or around 10 minutes or less. And what that Reach Circle is basically what Mona actually said in one of the video clips. It's a circle of independent business like minds that are unselfish, that wish to see the next person rise, and group success is their success. So that is actually the Reach Circle. Now, the Reach Circle project is the podcast that synergizes all of that together. I'm a co-host of it. Mona is a co-host of it. We do different things, shine lights on different issues of independent business, shine benefits of it. We do different aspects of business that maybe, hey, a lot of people haven't heard of these businesses, and these businesses help communities. They've been here. It's just that on mainstream news, on mainstream outlets, you won't hear about these things because they're not tied in with that. But see, what we do, we handle that problem proactively by saying, hey, here is this business. Here's why this business is valuable. Here's who's a part of this business. Here's what this business can do for you. Because it's not just the business, it's also the community that's like, hey, I'm looking for something that's just not, case in point, Best Buy. Well, not everybody has to go to Best Buy if we have a very talented independent community business that handles technical work, that handles computer repair. So we take that, and we highlight that.
Yes. The other thing that I found that was really, really impressive was the organization that Boss Entertainment brought here to Chicago when we did our Recircle project. And the fact that it got so many independent owners. See, you taught me that. Independent owners, business owners, the fact that there is a network that will uplift, support, and level the playing field.
Yes.
If you could just speak a little bit more on what that means, especially because of COVID. Because I kind of think that you guys were around for a while. I think, what is it, since 2002 or something like that? You guys.
Oh, definitely. As far as Boss Entertainment Group Detroit as an independent business, we've been around. We first started out as a musical development center and a graphic and technical development center. We were doing that since 1999. Since 1999.
Wow. Okay.
Right, and then we transitioned into Boss Entertainment Group. No Detroit yet, but Boss Entertainment Group around 2000. We're gonna go with 2003. 2003, we transitioned into that, and then we became Boss Entertainment Group Detroit as we expanded since about 2000. Oh, if I'm not mistaken, and I can hear one of our team members saying, "You should know this stuff." Anyway, about 2000. Yeah, about 2006, we transitioned into Boston Entertainment Group Detroit, and then have been going on ever since. So that's that. As far as the independent business, and here's the thing: the independent business is tied into basically two basic movements. One is the mompreneur movement, who is basically the 2021 queen of that is Nefertiti Morris, who has Essentials of Life, The Very Essence of You, and also many other things. So she's the queen of that movement. That is basically the birth child of Mona Lisa's lyrics idea and Boston Entertainment Group Detroit, technical resources. So that's the mompreneur movement. That's mompreneur. Every calendar moment or every calendar year, what we do is like we take a look at the scene of which moms are in independent business, and which moms that are in business. So it's not just good enough to be in business. Which moms in business are actually giving to the community, giving back to the community, and are involved with the community? Which ones have a symbiotic relationship with these businesses? Those are the ones we select from. We get a lot of response, and from there we narrow it down to a very intricate process that will be here to forever to talk about. But we narrow it down to about 5 finalists, and then from those 5 finalists, we say this is the mom, preneur for that situation. Then also since that's the first movement, the second piece of that movement is the executive kings. That is the dads in business. Which dads that are in business, same criteria as the mompreneur, but that's more geared toward the dads. Same process, same scene, same narrow down to 5 finalists. And then of course, this 2021 executive king is Mr. Larry Hurst. Mr. Larry Hurst is the proprietor of Mr. Larry's Cafe. Him and his wife and family are in so many amazing business, all independent business. Got to keep stressing that. These are independent business. So the reason why we like independent business is because those are the power brokers. So that means if Dr. Yvonne and Boston Entertainment Group wants to do a deal, that'll be Dr. Yvonne and Boston Entertainment Group. That won't be Dr. Yvonne that got to go check with this company and go to this other company and go up this rank, to where it becomes questionable, like, well, are you a business person or are you a manager? Or are you a worker? Which one are you?
Yes.
But see, we know that Dr. Yvonne is Dr. Yvonne. We can do business right with her, and we know it gets done. Same thing with the rest of these businesses that are involved.
Yes.
So to elaborate on that, there is no Boston Entertainment Group. There's no mompreneur. There's no executive king. There's no awards. There's nothing without our God foundation. That's everything. And that's not just a business foundation. That's a personal one with all of our team, with all of our, out there, our network affiliates, as far as, with Boston Entertainment Group Detroit. As far as outside of that, we leave it open for those that want to participate. If you're in the community and maybe you have a different belief system, that's on you. But for Boston Entertainment Group, we are the God people. Like the God is our goal. Our strict goal, our measuring stick, our standard. That goes right as far as he said, she said, shed a little bit of light on that. He said, she said is a section of the Researcher Project podcast where we actually discuss various gender issues. Now, to be very clear, it is not a man versus woman thing. Because that's a lot of questions we get. Like, well, if it's he said, she said, is it going to be, well, this what guys do? There will be some of it on certain subjects, but it's also, it's the main purpose of the show is to break down myths of both genders. So, like, there's a lot of misconceptions of women, females. There's a lot of misconception of males and men. So now, why not get it directly from the horse's mouth? Wouldn't it be nice to talk to an actual woman about a woman? Instead of relying on, well, there's these rumors and there's these conceptions and there's these commercials that put this woman, there's these females in this life. Why not get it right from a woman? And definitely at this point, because there's such a negative tint on males and men, why not get it from a man? Directly from a man. Let a man tell you about a man. This way you don't have to rely on TV or music videos or movies or Hollywood or anything like that. You get it right. So that's what he said, she said does. It breaks that down.
I was really impressed with it because I am a mom of 2 sons and 1 daughter. And, for me, my culture, right, is a very machismo culture. The Caribbean culture, Hispanic culture, black culture. I mean, it's all about men first and then kind of women. But that's not how God intended it. God intended genders, roles. He also intended us to have partners. And partners doesn't imply one leading the other. We have specific lead, right? Because of our gender, and we have specific lead, again, because of our roles.
Right.
However, we're supposed to work together. And that has been the negative history, not only in America, but I would say vast majority of the world, separating the two and acting as though, the two weren't symbiotic. So I appreciated that conversation and that part of the show. And I've also appreciated the light that you shed, when it came to speaking on in terms of not only the man's perspective, but how the men perceived the women's perspective. So that to me was very enlightening. And I guess I'm wondering, yes, that's part of the platform, but is that also going to roll into being like workshops that would incorporate that would take that on the road, that would allow our audience and those people that are coming forward to be a part of this movement, to sit down and actually negate all of those preconceived notions or propaganda that we see, I don't know, in media, or you hear from the streets or wherever you hear it from.
Right.
Is that something that's coming in the future?
Actually, that's going to be a part of our tour. Like a big part of our tour is, we have the music element, we have the business element. We're going to be using it. He said, she said, on the first leg of this, even for the first tour, that's going to be the introduction. Then as we, evaluate and implement, when we go back, it's going to be more of a front face operation. So
Yeah.
that means now there will be maybe just a full day of he said, she said, to where like, hey, let's really talk about these things. Let's really iron out these things. And listen, to preface this with a disclaimer, obviously anything from a man that is going to be spoken, or anything from a woman that's going to be spoken, it's going to come from that person's personal delivery first, their experiences, their thing first.
Yeah.
But the thing will be, what I like about this, and what we like about this, is that it's all has an audience. As far as, well, we want to be receptive, we want to be open-minded to understand that, okay, here's someone speaking that may give us something new that we haven't had. What as far as being, at least in this leg of the tour, one of the few actual men involved, on this level, one thing I like to try to do, especially when women are trying to seek knowledge of men, is say, listen, here's something direct that maybe could be a measuring stick for you to use to determine what man you're talking to. Understanding that just as diverse as females are, that's how diverse males are. If be sure that you have a nice standard to set the difference. Not everybody is a man. Not everybody is a woman, unfortunately. It would be nice. It would be nice. It would be great if that was the case, but we have different levels of maturity, different levels of intelligence, definitely different levels of, God, acceptance, and all those. Those are some of the key components
I
of
think
who a
that's
man is.
really important. But independence, self-worth, knowing your self-worth, and how to treat each other.
So here's the second half of that. And you mentioned that there's a lot of females that'll say, hey, I must find a man to give me value. Here's the trick to that. What a man will do with that, and speaking as a man that's encountered that consistently, we will redirect her, say, hold up a minute. You have value independent of me. And that'll usually throw her off and say, well, no, wait a minute. No, I'm coming to you to validate me. No, you're not. In the name of God, I will not allow that. As far as my part, I can't control you. I cannot control you. You have to think, and you have to do what you do as an independent person. But when it comes to my participation as a man, or to a man participation, I'm not going to be here in a position to say, yes, depend on me to validate you. I'm the one that gives you value in society. I'm not, because the trick of all the divine order, it does go God, Jesus, man, woman, okay, all that. But notice, where does it start? It starts with God. It starts with the Almighty. So here's a real tip for those that are like, well, I want a man of God. Well, it becomes easy now. If you want a man of God, that man's going to direct you to God. If this man is directing you to himself, if he's directing you to society or traditional norm, or he's begging for things like that, that man may not be, this man, first of all, he may not be a man. Second of all, may not be a male connected with God.
With God.
Every person, right. Every person with God has God as their goal. Of
Yeah.
course they fall. Of course there's flaws. Of course there's sin. Of course there's these things, but God is their goal. And you'll be able to tell about it based off their interaction and their reaction to situations. This what this guy over here likes to do is at every corner of it all, when something is not equating with God, coming from her, and her is not just a romantic situation. It could be the sisters I have. It
Yeah.
could be the wonderful mompreneurs that's in our company. Whatever sisters we're engaged in a conversation. I'm like, look, God is over there.
That's right.
Don't even look at me. They're look, ready for this? Here's the exclusive news. There is no 10. 10 is nothing. Only God exists. 10 is just a vessel. What's 10? To even put 10 in a personal light like that is almost like fruitless. But putting God at the center, then God will be able to tell that female, that woman, okay, this is why you can listen to this vessel because of what I've done. That's what all the scriptures talked about, that God would give us that vessel before the situation would happen. Then after that, then God will send those who can use the message from the vessel. That's the big key here. That's what a man's supposed to do. And another thing a man's supposed to do in regards to this topic is let's talk about this. There's this thing called provider. A
Yes.
man's supposed to be a provider. Guess what? You
Mhm.
know what the first thing about being a provider is? Structure. You
Yeah.
know where structure comes from? Order. Who is the leader of order? It goes back to God. So provision happens based off of structure and order. That's the first thing. This little narrative about, well, if he's a provider if he has money. You could be a non-provider and have money. Money is toward the bottom of the list because it's not the money that's the issue. It's the proper God management of the resource, including the money, that's the issue. Because look, ready for this? Our business is doing fantastic. It really is. We're very well out here. Just to put this also as a tangent point, like everyone in our business, we only do this business. So it's not having a job in this business. We're a full independent business. This is our lifestyle. That
Right.
said, we could have a whole lot of money. Doesn't mean you're going to get a dime of it.
Right.
So
Right.
just having money doesn't mean providing. We can pay a whole lot of bills. Doesn't mean you're going to benefit a bit of it. But see, if
Right.
God is in the midst and we're in right and divine order, then yes, we're going to be in a structured, disciplined order based off of God, taking care of home and community and stuff. That's what kings do.
Yes. Yes.
That's the thing. And that's the thing that God will show her about what a man is. I can honestly tell you this, Dr. Yvonne, directly. The reason why there's so many weird, selfish complaints between both genders, right? You have the male genders like, well, she should be doing this for me. You got the female gender, he should be doing this for me. The reason why we got so much selfishness is because the people that lost their God has lost their way.
That's
Without that being there, it becomes the whole selfish thing. That's why we have the battles, right? Well, you want me to do this, well, then I want you to do this. No, you want me to do this, then I want you to do this. Chaos. We know who the author of confusion is in chaos. We don't have to discuss that. So to
No.
eliminate that, if each of us seek God, we will have order. We will have peace and compatibility beyond all sorts of, it'll probably be even beyond our expectations or our imaginations. But the God must come first to clear all of that up. Go further. To talk about judgment for 5 seconds. Righteous judgment is fine as far as identification. It's where it becomes a worldly judgment as far as seeking to place a member of the world above the next. That's the judgment that God doesn't approve of. So, like case in point, if we're attempting to, like, if God is our standard, for the believer, God is the standard.
Right.
So for that standard, it is okay to say, you know what? This here is a sin. I wish not to do it. That's a sin that I'm not going to do. I judge that sin to be something not to do. I judge that sin to be evil. That's a righteous judgment because it's a judgment based off of what God said. But when we get to the whole personal attack, actually, you know what's funny? This where the flaw is so beautiful. Because with every flaw, it just becomes information. That's God giving us information saying, okay, on what level should you interact with this person? Not so much what you should do to condemn the person. What level should you interact? If this person is going through something, I thought it was a very good point you just mentioned as far as we're all going through different things. It could be a bad day. It could be a different mode of life. There's going to be certain individuals you deal with as, look, I'm here as a brother. I'm here as someone that God can use to maybe give some information to help you out. That'll be our relationship, and that's as far as it'll go. There'll be others that'll be like, okay, you're gonna be the way across the street neighbor. We're gonna say hello over there. You do that over there, we'll do this over here. There's gonna be some of that. That's all righteous, because because this way God could want you to see that and say, look, let me handle that person. Okay, observe it. I may be preparing you to be ready in a certain particular order for that person, or I may just want you just to watch it, and then you got to go handle your business over there.
That's
All
right.
of those components become order. It become righteous order. This way, now we don't get into, well, I'm still laughing about the long nails, though. That was funny. I'm still laughing about the long nails. And we as humans, we're so much in our materialistic and physical mind to a flaw to where we miss a lot. Michelle Hood from V Strong Vitiligo, one of our most amazing
I love
mompreneurs,
her.
one of our
Oh my God. I love her.
She's incredible. And one thing she said was, if you, and I'm going to be paraphrasing, it's not a direct quote, but if we were all blind, all you could do is see my character. And
right.
That becomes a higher state of consciousness.
Yeah.
As far as this, we as people that believe in the higher power of the Almighty, what we're asked to do is actually say, look, let's have a character evaluation versus assuming things based off a physical one, based off a materialistic one. One of the most wise people that our company ever encountered was a homeless guy in New York City in I don't want to mess it up. In Times Square, thank you. In Times Square. All right. Grand Central Station. That's it. Grand Central Station, Times Square, that type of area. He was a guy that was extremely intelligent. Society would judge him to be, well, you're a bum. Look at you. You're on the street. You're homeless. Well, just because someone has that situation doesn't mean they're that. You don't know why they're there. He was actually there because he preferred to be. He didn't have to be, but no one really talked to him,
Wow.
Now, one of the most lost people I ever met was this multi-billionaire. Won't drop his name, but multi-billionaire in charge of all this stuff. And he was still trying to have a moral compass. He admitted that. My moral compass is a little off. I'm trying to get myself together. I'm such a capitalist that all I think is, well, I'm entitled to this. So that's his fault. Yeah. Okay, no problem. Thank you. All right. So business still goes on. Business still goes on.
Yes, it does.
But yeah. So whenever there becomes these type of things that's only on physical and materialistic, we miss so much of the picture, and we tend to let this place tell us that, well, look, it's what you see with your carnal eye,
that's right,
and what you measure with a worldly denomination of money. How your car looks, how your dress looks, how all these things. And honestly, what does God say? What does God say about that in Ecclesiastes? It's vanity.
It's vanity. Here's the thing that really gets me when you said that. Oh my God, I hope I didn't lose the thought. But it's more like I think I lost the thought. Oh my God, it's like at the top of it's right in my head when you said that. I wanted to say it, and then I had to remember, when you're listening, you don't listen to make your point. You listen to actually hear. You know what I mean? But there was something that you said that was really, really clear to me, and hopefully it'll come back. But all that you have mentioned is true. I mean, it's true because we sit in this self-prescribed, I don't know, what is it, a throne room, trying to decide whether or not that other person measures up to what you're doing. You don't know what they've gone through to get those material things. 3D. They're living in the 3D. And they're not in the fifth dimension. They're not where we are supposed to be striving to get to. So yeah, you see those things here on earth,
right?
But that's not the only place. We're supposed to be ascending. That's the difference.
And there it is. There it is. This has been marvelous. This has been marvelous.
Yes.
I know we're going to be speaking so much more, having
Yes.
many more. I have no problem coming back, because there's going to be a whole lot more. Oh, real quick, this weekend, as far as things that we have coming up,
Yes.
Saturday. So Friday, one of our groups is going to be at a place called Campus Marshes.
Okay.
That's downtown Detroit. That's going to be Roots Vibration. They are oh, look who I'm talking to. They are a Caribbean reggae soca group. So it's going to be live and direct. It's part of what's called the South Beach series down there, right? And It happens every summer. So we're going to be a part of that. So that's going to be happening this Friday coming. Also Saturday.
Okay.
Also Saturday is going to be our network event, and our network event is basically our momentum event for tours, explanation. But we're also going to have live performance. We're going to have a live performance there from King Mellow Man of Detroit, Michigan. That's also going to be we're going to be featuring Christina Peterson, who's a 2020-21 Mompreneur finalist from Bar U LLC. That's her business. She's a mobile bartender. Also, we're going to be featuring LaShawn Michael from the Woo Show. That's also a podcast show. Independent. Yeah. Oh, it's going to be a power-packed event. It's going to be from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. It's going to be the tickets for that are $10. So that's going to be this weekend. And so as you see, we busy just in this week. And then, of course, the following weekend.
Say that again for us, please.
No problem. So again, this Saturday at Cuts Barbershop and Lounge.
Okay.
That's right on the west side of Detroit, Michigan. Mm-hmm. It's going to be our network event. That's going to be featuring first LaShawn Michael of the Woo Show, WHEW show. Mm-hmm. It's also going to be featuring King Mellow Man, who's going to be doing an acoustic set. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be featuring 2020-21 Mompreneur finalist, Christina Peterson of Bar U, LLC.
And how do we get tickets?
Okay, so we have a flyer that we post on our page. Okay. On that flyer, there's listed a ticket outlet. The ticket outlet is listed there. That's through Brown Paper Tickets. No, I don't have the link memorized, but it's basically, I believe it's cometogether.brownpapertickets.org. We're going to be sending you that flyer this way you can post it with this podcast and all that. Yes. And it's going to be great. It's going to be live DJ. There's going to be food. It's going to be fun. We're going to be part of it.
Sounds like really fun.
Oh, it is. All of our events are fun and community oriented. We do our network events once a month. That coincide with our tour. We will be doing one next July. The second we do this one, we're going to be letting you know where that's going to be. We do this consistently. This is our business, to have the community come out, network, improve, it just increase and just have fun.
It sounds fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Sounds like maybe something I should drive up for or drive up for. That's
well,
sounds really fun.
We welcome Dr. Yvonne to any of our events. Hey, you can spend the weekend with us. We'll just go ahead and just and hug it out. We got Dr. Yvonne. We know we're doing good if we have you. You're more than welcome.
Thank you. And I think I might take you up on that for real, especially if it's Caribbean, because I think I saw clips of him singing with
Nikki.
Why can't I think of her name? She was here. She was our
Gio?
head.
Nikki Gio?
Nikki Gio. I think I saw that from last year, right?
Actually, watch this. Every Friday, except this Friday, they won't be doing it. But most Fridays, they do a thing that's also a part of us at Cola Lounge. They do Caribbean steel pan music there. So when we do the let me tell you, if you like Caribbean music and soul music, you done hit the jackpot. I'm trying to tell you.
Well, I'm there.
Okay.
I'm there. Proud Jamaican.
No doubt.
So I want to thank you for spending your time with us today. I want to also thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. It's important because we see men in such other different lights, and especially our men of color, our melanated men, our Black men. You're such a positive influence and doing such a good job at what you're doing. And I want to thank you for allowing Canegan Associates to be a part of it. So for the last time, could you just tell all of my viewers your contact information.
Absolutely. This is Boss Entertainment Group Detroit checking in with the amazing Dr. Yvonne Smith-Canegan of Canegan and Associates. You can find us first. You can find us on Facebook. Our contact there, his name is Barack and Roll. All you got to do is type in Barack, that's Barak, and Roll, Enroll. In parentheses, you'll see Boss Entertainment Group Detroit. Go ahead, add it on, link it up. You'll see all of our information there. You also can catch us at Instagram, that's at Boss EG Detroit. So at BOSSEG DETROIT, the Great Detroit. You know, you check in on there. You'll see a lot of information there. Of course, you can Google us. You can Google Boss Entertainment Group Detroit. You're gonna get a lot of information. You're gonna see a lot of shows. You'll see a lot of awards. You're gonna see a lot of movements. So yeah, you can Google us. We probably got about 19 pages or 10 pages on there.
Wow.
Enjoy that. And definitely most importantly, you can just look for our events. There's so many events we're doing. We is busy. We is busy. Yes, no, not our busy. We is busy, you know, and we're here for you. Most importantly, we're here for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tan. Thank you for spending time. And yes, you will be back.
Oh, definitely. Can't wait. Can't wait. It's a pleasure.
Okay. Have a good day. Thank you so much. Thank you
You
so
also
much.
appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.